This super cold, icy text effect is created using blend modes, adjustment layers, and custom scatter brushes in Affinity Designer. Today, I'll show you how to put it all together to create this chilling effect. The font that I am using is called Dane Gren, and before we get started, you should download the font and the blizzardy background image in the YouTube description. Oh, and while you're down there, let me know in the comments how much snow you've gotten this winter. If you are new here, my name is Erin, a formerly self-taught designer turned university professor with 10 years of experience working with clients. I have a 1280 by 720 pixel file setup in Affinity Pixel with my live text layer in white on a black background. First things first, let's recolor our text to 50% gray. When you're under the hue option, just go ahead and set the L to 50, and that will give you 50% gray. With your text layer selected, at the bottom of your layers panel, click on the FX icon. Check Bevel and Emboss, set the type to inner, unlink radius and depth. I'm setting my radius to 150, my depth to 1000, the softness to 1.3, set the profile to the second option, set the azimuthal to 150 degrees, leave the elevation as is. Under highlight, drop the opacity to 50%, and under shadow, also drop the opacity to 50%. Now these settings work great for this specific typeface. If you're using a different font, you might not get the same effect and need to explore these numbers a bit more. At the bottom of your layers panel, click the new pixel layer icon, set the blend mode to color dodge, hit the letter D on your keyboard to set your foreground and background color to the default setting. Now go to Pixel, Filters, Noise, and Perlin Noise. The settings here don't really matter, just play around with these sliders until you get a sort of cloudy and reflective effect, and then hit apply. Bring the opacity down to 25%. Now go to Pixel, New Fill Layer. With your fill tool selected, click and drag while holding Shift from the bottom up to create a black to white gradient. And if it's not black to white, you will have to go in and adjust these color stops. There you go. Set the blend mode of this fill layer to overlay. At the bottom of your layers panel, click on this circle icon to add a new adjustment layer and select gradient map. Set the left stop to black, set the right stop to white, and set the stop in the middle to a blue. I'm assigning it the color 09B5DA. Now go ahead and add another adjustment layer. This time select curves, drag the curves adjustment to sit right underneath the gradient map layer, and right away plot 5 points. I'm going to give you the X and Y values of each of these points, so select the first point on the left side, give it the X value of 0.112, and the Y value of 0.822. Select the second point, give it the X value 0.171 and the Y value 0.226. Select the third point, give it the X value 0.368 and the Y value of 0.796. Select the next point, X value is 0.666 and the Y value is 0.393. And for the last point, the X value is 0.754 and the Y value is 0.985. Now under Master, switch Master to Green. Plot 2 points on the green line and set the first point to the X value of 0.381 and the Y value of 0.421. And for the second point, set the X value to 0.67 and the Y value to 0.614. You can close this window. If you zoom in and you're noticing any sort of banding, you can go up to Document, Setup, Convert Format, and switch RGB8 to RGB16 and hit Convert. And that just smooths out your colors. You may also notice this white outline around the text. We are going to remove those. So select your text layer and use the key command, Command or Control J to duplicate it. Drag it all the way to the top. Click on Effects, uncheck Bevel and Emboss. Set the fill opacity to 0%. Check outline. Set the alignment of the outline to center. Make sure the color is black, like the black background, and bring the radius up to anywhere between 3 to 4 pixels. And what's happening is we're actually creating an outline going from the outside in. You don't want to go too far in, so 3 to 4 pixels is about perfect. And hit close. Select all of the layers in the Layers panel by holding down Shift, and at the bottom of the Layers panel, click on this folder icon to put them in their own group. If you're enjoying this so far, please let me know by giving this video a thumbs up. All right, go to File, Place, grab your Blizzard image, and go ahead and click and drag so this image covers the entire artboard. Here's a quick tip in Affinity. If you hit the backslash key on your keyboard, you'll be able to see objects that are not sitting on the artboard, and if you hit it again, the artboard will clip off anything sitting off the artboard. So go ahead and drag this layer beneath the group, and right now the group is covering it, so if you select the group and change the blend mode to screen, we'll be able to see the image. With the bottom layer selected, add a new pixel layer above it, grab your fill bucket tool, set the foreground color to black, and fill it in. Now set this black layer to soft light. That will give your Blizzard image a slightly darker appearance. Now we're going to add some snow to the top of the text and the bottom of the design by creating our own custom brush. If you're finding my instruction valuable and want to receive quarterly design insights, sign up for my newsletter in the description below. Before we create the snow, we are going to add 2 new pixel layers to our Layers panel. We're going to drag one to sit underneath the group. We want one under the group and one over the group. Let's name this one Snow Above, and we'll name this one Snow Below. Now go to Window, General, Brushes. When your Brushes window pops up, change Basic to Acrylics. Under Acrylics, find your Gradual Acrylic Cotton Paper number 1 brush. Now, mine is going to look different than yours because I've edited mine, but just double click to edit yours, and we're going to copy my settings. So go under General, change the size to 26 pixels, accumulation to 100%, spacing to 5%, flow to 70%, rotation to 10%. Make sure that wet edges is set to off. Under Dynamics, set the size jitter to 30%, accumulation jitter to 100%, flow jitter to 50%, rotation jitter to 100%, scatter X to 150%, scatter Y to 50%, and saturation jitter to 50%. If anything here is set to pressure, make sure you change it to random. And right now I have my texture set to 343%. And hit close. Select B on your keyboard to grab your brush tool. Click the Snow Above layer. Zoom in with a pretty small brush. Set your foreground color to white. Up here, make sure you set your flow to 100% and begin painting. The more you paint over the same area, the more saturated that area becomes, so you may have to go over the same area a few times to get your snowing effect. Once you've painted over the top surface of your letter forms, go ahead and click the layer below. Using the bracket keys on your keyboard, make your brush quite a bit bigger. Hit I on your keyboard to pull up your eyedropper and grab any blue from your text. Probably a lighter blue would be best. Hit B on your keyboard to go back to your brush, and on the layer below, we are going to paint in a blue color. We will be painting white over this in a bit, but we want a little bit of subtle blue to show through because snow is a little reflective. You're going to notice that there's kind of a redundant texture showing through this brush. If you want to change that, you can just double click your brush and edit the scale of the texture. You're also going to want to play with the scale of your brush as you get to the top portion of your letter forms, scale it down a bit, and make sure you cover the entire bottom half with blue. Now switching back to your snow above layer, change your foreground color back to white, increase your brush size again, and start painting over the blue with white. You're going to want to put down enough white to cover the blue. However, still try to leave some small areas of blue to subtly show through in the design. As you get to the base of the letter form, scale your brush down and go ahead and finish painting the surface. All right, so there is your design. My channel focuses on Photoshop, Illustrator, and Affinity tutorials. I upload Affinity tutorials every Monday and Adobe tutorials every Friday. So make sure that you subscribe for more weekly content. Thank you for watching.